royal family in Irewole local government area of Osun, the Soko Awudeyi family of Itaakun has called on Governor Adeleke to intervene before officials in the Department of Chieftaincy push Ikire-Itaakun into a fully fledged war. Prince Dairo Adeoye made the call on Wednesday while briefing journalists on behalf of the Metiku, Falade, Ademuyiwa, and Atere ruling houses at a press conference in Osogbo, Osun State capital. He stated that the purported declaration of Momimi and Molaja ruling houses by state officials is highly contemptuous and contradicts the history, native law, and custom relating to the Soko chieftaincy. Prince Adeoye accused officials of the chieftaincy department of the Ministry of Local Government of perverting justice by granting individuals undeserved rights. He emphasized that the chieftaincy and ownership in Yoruba land are not for sale to the highest bidder, highlighting the need to caution state officials who offer this position for personal gains. The prince reiterated that the royal house of Metiku, Falade, Ademuyiwa, and Atere are the four legitimate ruling houses entitled to the throne of the Soko of Itaakun-Ikire, contrary to the claims of only two ruling houses. Representatives of the four ruling houses present at the briefing include Prince Olatunji Emmanuel Falade, Adewale Nurudeen Atere, Mukaila Adediwura Metiku, Prince Yemi Ajiboye Metiku, and Prince Dairo Adeoye Ademuyiwa.
It is with a heavy heart that I address you this morning again on the unwholesome attempt by some mischievous individuals taking advantage of their status and temporary occupation of public office to pervert the will of justice and having total regards for not only custom but the provision of the extant laws of the land. These individuals, acting on behalf of the government, daily bastardize the customs and traditions and traditional institutions in Osun State in particular, with unfortunately the silence of the governor, which is either deliberate and in connivance or due to ignorance of the acts and actions. You will recall that about a year ago, I addressed you in this same hall on this same issue, and it is quite disheartening that all letters written and petitions submitted were deliberately ignored by the present permanent secretary, Minister of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, in person of Mr. Femi Ogundun, and that of Oladipupo. The said purported declaration, with a step further, gentlemen of the press, to take matter before the court of law, which we believe is the hope of the common man and a constitutional institution set up for crisis resolution and protection of citizens' rights, to forestall a breakdown of law and order. But instead of the agencies of the government to act responsibly, they choose the other part, which is capable of ruining the existing peace in our community and turn the Aitato peace community into a theater of war. The said purported declaration is highly contemptuous and it is against the history, native law, and custom relating to the Soko of Itaakun chieftaincy. In the first place, original declaration made pursuant to the Chief's Law of 1957 had 5 ruling houses, namely Metiku, Falade, Ademuyiwa, Atere, and Momimi. A copy of the said declaration, which was approved on the 23rd of June 1958, is here attached as with me here. The first ruling houses were the original ruling houses, and the 4 were children of our ancestral father, Awodeyi, as it was Awodeyi that gave birth to these 4 children, Metiku, Falade, Ademuyiwa, and Atere, respectively. The inclusion of Omamimi as the 5th ruling houses was the beginning of the chieftaincy dispute, and the Awodeyi's 4 ruling houses resisted the inclusion, which led to the setting up of the Abegunde Commission of Inquiry. And the chieftaincy commissioner then was Dr. L.O. Adegbite. After the conduct of the comprehensive inquiry then, the then commissioner published the findings of the inquiry, which findings were accepted by the state government, and the findings were as follows. 1, that there are 4 ruling houses for the Soko of Ikire chieftaincy. 2, that the identities are Ademuyiwa, Falade, Metiku, and Atere. That the Mamimi ruling house, whose member allegedly reigned about 200 years ago, is too remote and is therefore affected by Section 4.4 of the Chief's Law, Cap 19. 4, and that Omalaja House is not a ruling house for the purpose of the chieftaincy. A copy of the statement of Dr. L.O. Adegbite is here attached to. It is laughable and the height of injustice that the 2 rejected ruling houses of Omamimi and Malaja by the J.B. Abegunde Commission of Inquiry, and so accepted by the government, are now being made the only 2 ruling houses by the midnight declaration, being fashioned behind closed door during the pendency of a case in the court. Anything outside these 4 ruling houses are motivated illegally. With the royal houses of Metiku, Falade, Ademuyiwa, and Atere, has insisted that there are 4 ruling houses entitled to the throne of Soko of Itaakun Ikire, contrary to the widespread design of 2 ruling houses. There are need to put the record straight to avoid misinformation and perpetration of falsehood. The truth which was being affirmed and reaffirmed historically and legally is that Soko of Itaakun can only be occupied by the 4 ruling houses as earlier mentioned. We are aware of the defective declaration being flouted by the fake 2 ruling houses. We need to state unequivocally that the defective declaration, as recently promulgated, was illegally produced while they were unlawfully alien family properties, and the Court of Appeal and the state refused to admit the defective declaration in evidence, just as the High Court refused to admit same. The legal position is that once a matter is in court, the status hold bar, still judgment is given, and then begin to wonder what authority the officials of the present government has, fingered us, and what their interest in the matter is to so issue documents contrary to the position of the court and in contempt of it. The Osun state government and members of the general public are hereby duly informed that members of the 2 families illegally smuggled in are not of the recognized ruling houses, but are using influence, which is not limited to outright purchase of power through interloping. Both officials of the Chieftaincy Department of the Ministry of Local Government are perverting the will of justice and give to individuals what they have no right to. Our family made available many documents consisting of several court rulings, including court judgment in favor of our claims. We maintain that the court judgment made null and void the establishment of the two fake royal families and the associated succession plan in the following order. You can see their mischiefs in the succession plan as they totally remove the right owners to the throne to be replaced by two non-existing royal family. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is our president today by rule of law, and so is Senator Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke, our governor, after being the people's choice. The fake multifamilies should learn from this and rest their intention to ascend the throne albeit illegally. We wish to further warn anyone, including officials of the Osun state government, who violates the existing order of a court of competent jurisdiction and the pendency of the case, that we shall invoke the full weight of the law to proceed against them, and contempt proceedings shall immediately be initiated with a view to sending such persons to jail for flagrant disobedience of a valid and subsisting order of the High Court of Osun State. We call on the Governor of Osun State, Governor Adeleke, to rein in his corrupt officials who are profiteering through abuse of office and discretion of the royal institution. We are not unaware of same disregards being perpetrated in some parts of Iwo land. Chieftaincy and ownership in Yoruba land are not for the highest bidder and will never be hence the need to caution the state officials, especially the current permanent secretary in the chieftaincy department and directors, who are offering sale for pecuniary gains. If this is not done, we shall assume that the officials are acting on behalf of the state, and as it can be summarily assumed that a government that came to be by the rule of law has no respect for same. Gentlemen of the press, God bless Itaakun, God bless Ikire land, God bless Osun State, God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Ayobami Abidoye reporting for Amilode TV.